Okay, so I started off making the plate that's actually going to go on the back of behind the wheel, and there'll be holes drilled in there, bolts run through, and then the wheel itself will actually mount to this plate. It's just a piece of 14 gauge, cut it into a triangle, and hammered some little flanges in there, about a 1/4 inch tall, just to give it some extra strength. So this, like I said, it's going to go on there like so, and all I need to do is get on turn the wheel, turn it up 90 degrees, and then mark through the existing holes here, and mark where I need to put my bolts, or the holes where I need to drill to put my bolts. So I'll get going on that and shoot some more video here in a little bit. Alright, and here's the little bracket that's gonna bolt the wheel to the rest of the spare tire hanger, and got all the holes drilled. Still a little bit warm from being drilled, but all in all we're good. I think this is fine. This is actually thicker material than the factory used, from what I've seen. It appears that they used about 1/16 of an inch, or I'm sorry, 16 gauge sheet metal. They did fold it over and put some flanges on there like I did. So anyway, now we got to step back and take a whole bunch of measurements of the entire wheel and tire assembly, and then take some measurements of the truck and make sure we get everything right. So I'll get going on that and show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, one of the first measurements I need to take is what is called backspacing, and I need to take the whole backspace with the tire included and everything. So if you're doing this, you need to make sure that your tire, that you're not just using the wheel, because you can see here you've got an inch, even maybe a little bit more than an inch, of the sidewall that inflates out. So if you're just doing backspace of the wheel, you would take a straight edge over the lip of the rim here and measure down to the highest spot on your wheel. But I need to know the overall backspace with the tire included. So I got a piece of square tube here, long enough to stretch the whole length of the tire. So what I need to do is come in here, like I just showed you, and take a measurement. And that looks to be, we'll call it 5 inches. It seems to be just short, but just for safe measure, we'll call it 5 inches. That'll give us a little extra room. So we got 5 inches between the mounting flange of the wheel and the top of the tire. So now I need to get the overall width of the tire from sidewall to sidewall. So I'll go get another tool and we'll do that. Alright, so what I got here, it's kind of a pair of calipers. I'm not exactly sure what the proper name of this instrument is, but it's real simple. As you screw in on the dial, the distance between the 2 points here gets closer together. Likewise, if you turn out, you know, lefty-loosey, the distance grows wider here. And that's what I'm going to use to measure the width of the tire, the overall width from sidewall to sidewall. Okay, so I got the tripod set up on the tailgate, and you're looking down at the tread of the tire. I'm holding up, obviously, here with my legs. And here's my instrument here. So what I'm going to do is just open this up, start letting it, and it's spring-loaded. It's spring-loaded right up in here, so it kind of opens up on its own. So I'm just going to keep opening this up until I don't feel any resistance when I push down. There we go. That's good right there. So now I got my distance. You can see that there. There's one point, there's the other point. Take my tape measure and measure in between those distances, and that's 9 inches. So the total width from sidewall to sidewall of this 235/75 R15 tire is 9 inches. So now that we got that, we can start figuring out where and how we want to mount this to the side of the truck. Okay, here's where I'm at so far. Basically, I don't want the outside of the tire to go anywhere past the outside of the body. I want to try and keep it as flush as possible with this outside edge of the fender and the outside edge of the cab here. So, assuming the inside of this is the outside of the tire, I measured in 9 inches, the total width from sidewall to sidewall, and that gets me to here. Now I also made a mark here at 5 inches, and when I put that, move that mark up to the inside here of this piece of wood, I end up with this mark. Basically, I need to go straight up from here and over to the top of my bed rail. So, need to get that figured out, and I think I got just a tool for that, and then we'll start putting together the tire mount. Okay, so that was pretty basic, just a simple T-square. It gets me what I need to know. Now the top of this bed rail is not level. You can see it kind of tilting down, so you can see how it doesn't exactly line up, but if I move it in a little bit and get it more level, then that matches up. That's the distance that I want to know between the back of the inside of the bed there and right here at this inside corner. So that gives me the measurement for that square tubing, which I'm going to use. I'm going to weld that triangular mount that I made on the edge of that square tubing. Square tubing is going to go back here. I'm going to have a 45-degree cut. Then another piece of that square tubing is going to go down to the inside, and I'll weld some mounting brackets on there and bolt it to the inside of the bed. So I got that, and now I just need to start cutting my square tubing. That's right back there on the tailgate. Alright, there we go. We got the little plate welded to this piece of tubing that is going to be part of the mount. I'll take it over here. I'll kind of give you an idea how it's going to be. It's something like that. Actually come out. Then I'll have another, I'm going to weld on that other another piece of tubing that's going to go down the inside of the bed here. So that's the basic idea so far. And so now I'll just come back over here, and since I made 145 cut, I've got a 90-degree angle now. I just need to measure out how much of this piece of tube that I need, and get it welded on. So I'll get that done, and then do some welding, and then shoot another video.